What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Erica Russo show. And of course, in true fashion, as soon as I press record, my dog is having a moment because the landscapers are here. So I'm not sure if you guys can hear her go off in the background because I have a headset on, but if you do hear her, just know she's not in pain. She's just being dramatic. She's okay. Um, but with that being said, here we are. Welcome to the Erica Russo Show. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. Always excited to have new ears here. And if you are an OG, you continue to come back, you continue to press play, you continue to lean into your own intuition, do the work, hug your inner child, look at your life through the lenses of a gentle observer. I love you. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you so much for being here. I really do, just from the bottom of my heart, appreciate each and every one of you. And if this podcast is helping you, if it's giving you those aha moments, if it's giving you clarity, if it's giving you peace, if it's giving you just something to listen to on your way to work, I would be forever grateful. If you can head on over to Apple or iTunes, or I'm sorry, Spotify, and leave a review. Those reviews allow this podcast to get to more ears. And now, more than ever, I think conversations like these can help bring a different perspective, a different insight into life as we know it. Before you go ahead and click submit on that review, make sure you take a screenshot and send it to me at Instagram at Erica W. Russo. And I would love to send you a free gift for taking that time out to support this podcast. So all of that being said, this is going to be a conversation that I just need to get off my chest. This is definitely a hot commodity. This is something that can definitely be considered a taboo subject, so to speak. And this is something that I've been sitting with for a while. And it's something that, again, it's my unique perspective. It's the way I see the situation. You don't need to agree with me. You don't even need to, it's just the way I'm seeing a certain trend and how I view it. So a couple months ago, I I was on TikTok. Oh, and before we even talk about the topic that I want to talk about, I need to say this. TikTok's vibe is off. It is off. I don't know what has happened since, I want to say, probably the eclipse. It is just gross. Like, I don't know what shifted, if it was sold or what. Because remember, it was supposed to be like taken away again or like whatever. But I'm letting you know, as someone who is psychic, there's something wrong with the energy of TikTok. It's gross, it's seedy. I don't know what is happening behind the scenes. It is not the app that we all fell in love with back in 2019, which is very, very evident. And I'm just not vibing with it anymore. So if you are experiencing the same thing, and it's not like I don't know, it's just gross. But anyway, I wanted to have this conversation because this is something that I have noticed is kind of like, it hasn't been like an ongoing theme, but I've seen it pop up, with content on the internet, and just, it's been like a topic of conversation. And it's the girl's girl thing. Okay. I saw something pop up on my feed. And this is something that I've been sitting with for like 8 months now, because I don't like jumping into a controversial topic without like grounding myself and coming in with like a level head and like making sure I do the work on my wound when it comes to whatever topic that I'm talking about, because we're grown-ups here. But anyway, a couple months ago, there was something that came up, and it was like girls talking about being girls and how there's not everyone is a girl's girl. And I found it very interesting because this is a topic with everything going on. It's just, I think it's a slippery slope. And I think that it can be extremely volatile and toxic. And this is why, okay? I love what I do. I love working with women. I love learning from women. I love hearing their insight and their wisdom and their journeys. And I love hearing what they have to say. I love women. I really do. I love seeing them grow. I love seeing them transform. I love seeing them build businesses that are aligned with their soul. I love it. I absolutely love it. There is really some of the easiest soul food is just sitting by a fire and talking to women of like mind. Truly, it really is. It's soul food. But I think that having this idea or this concept of like you are either a girl's girl or you're not a girl's girl. Now, I think that's a bit surface level. And let me tell you why. I absolutely understand fixing someone's crown. I absolutely understand helping somebody, giving them a tampon. I absolutely understand just being a compassionate, kind, caring human being. I really, really do. But if we're going to talk about being a girl's girl, we have to go into more of the surface. We have to go deeper than just surface level shit. And we need to actually talk about how women and men have the abilities to be toxic. Both of us do. I don't care what anybody says, okay? This is something that I don't care if you have a penis or a vagina. It's ultimately up to you to do the healing work, and it's ultimately up to you who you decide to be in this life. And regardless of your gender, I'm not going to be a girl's girl. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm not going to be a girl's girl because I'm not going to blindly follow someone. I'm not going to blindly believe anyone. I'm not going to blindly just pat somebody on the back and rub somebody's back and just be like, oh, he's an asshole or you didn't deserve that or anything like that. I'm going to listen and I'm going to gather as much information as possible. I'm also going to trust myself. I'm also going to listen to the energy. This is what I do for a living. Okay, I don't just listen to your words. I listen to your tone. I listen to your voice. I feel into the energy in which you are vibrating at. Okay, I question. This is what I do for a living. I question, I feel into things, and I'm not afraid to dig deeper. And I think that the term girl's girl, like what does that actually mean? Like what is everybody's description of a girl's girl? Because for me, it might mean something completely totally different than what it means to you. And I think that it's a very toxic and very confusing and very volatile conversation because of the fact that women can be assholes as well. And from my own personal experience, now I've spoken about this, I don't know, I don't remember the last time I spoke about it, but I'm honest with it. Like everybody has some sort of sisterhood wound, right? Like I think that every woman does to some extent. And I haven't been quiet about it, you know? And I've done a lot of work when it comes to my own personal sisterhood wound, my Chiron, which is in the 11th house. Yeah, I've learned a lot when it comes to friendships. I've learned a lot when it comes to women and groups and communities and all of that stuff. And here's what I personally have to say. When I hear girl's girl, I think of a woman who is blindly going to defend a woman because of her gender. That's my first initial gut thinking. Like, that is my first thought when I hear girls girl, is someone who is going to utterly to the grave defend a woman based upon her gender. And that is not someone that I am. That is not something that I can stand by. We've had enough evidence in the media alone between Amber Heard and Blake Lively that show that just because you're a woman doesn't necessarily mean you are going to do the right thing. Just because you are a woman doesn't mean you are embellishing the truth and you are lying in order to save your face. And I think that when it comes down to this, now I know there's going to be a lot of people that have something to say where it's like, oh my God, Erica, you talk about like empowering women and you share so much like, amazing stuff. Here's the thing. I don't empower women, I empower you. I empower you to trust your own intuition. I empower you to lead yourself. I empower you to know what is right for you, to uncover your soul's blueprint, to work with your natal chart, your human design, to create the life of your dreams. Okay? That's what I do. And instead of blindly following and being a quote unquote girl's girl, I want you to trust yourself. I want you to take off the lenses and I want you to see people and see energy for what they are. I want you to not be afraid to question. I want you to not be afraid to stand up for yourself or to question or to feel into things. That's what I want you to do. I don't want you to be led by anything. I want you to lead yourself. And I know that it sounds redundant, and I know time and time again that, like, I say it over and over, and everybody says it, but it's like, trust your fucking intuition. Trust your intuition. Period. End of story. There's been so many times where we have been taken advantage of as women and we have blindly followed the pack. We have blindly followed what everybody else is believing in, trusting in, leaning into, while we sit there discomfortable, uncomfortable, because we know at the core of ourselves that something ain't fucking right. We've all done it, we've all experienced it. And I think that this whole girls girl thing is just, I think it's just, it's dicey. It's not, I don't know, because I can probably promise you right now, if I sat here and I said, I am not a girl's girl, I will be ridiculed. I will be canceled. People will just completely be triggered as fuck and they will come after me because I claim that I am not a girl's girl. Whereas what I am trying to say, what I am trying to share with the world is I think that this whole concept of being a girl's girl is absolutely toxic. I have more than enough evidence throughout my own journey to show you that sometimes the woman is the fucking villain, is the bad guy, is the toxic one, is the one who is just absolutely disgusting. Okay? Like like seriously. We have more than enough proof. We have more than enough evidence to show that women can lie, women can be toxic, women can be narcissists, women can be sociopaths. The person that put a letter in my 7th grade locker that stated "kill yourself, bitch" was a girl. The woman who tried to get one of my friends to bring me after school to a dirt road so her and her friends can jump me was a girl. The woman who, or the person, I should say, the person who just took so much of my kindness, who just used me, abused me, and tried to poach my clients and ruin my name was a woman. Okay? Women can be cruel. Women can be unhealed. Women can do things just like men can that don't need you to pat their fucking back and just be a girl's girl. Like, fuck that. That is the most toxic. And like, the more I think about it, I'm like, being a girl's girl is like the most toxic fucking thing that I've ever heard of. Okay. Now, I think what most people are thinking is a girl's girl is, it's someone who, I don't know, fixes the crown or like what, like this is just so toxic. It's just so it's just so dicey. Now, what is your definitions of a girl's girl? You know what I mean? Is it someone who blunt, like I don't know. Like, I will gladly support someone who is going through it, who is in a really rough spot in their life, who is learning a lot of lessons. I will absolutely and 100% support somebody who needs it. But I'm not going to support all women. I'm not going to sit here and blindly just say, like, yeah, all women are amazing. That's not the truth. That is not the truth by any means. And I think that at the end of the day, what my point is rather than being a girl's girl, lead yourself. Trust yourself. Trust the energy. Okay? Because anyone can sit there and talk out of their ass and talk about all the things that they are and everything. But at the end of the day, energy never lied to me. And energy never lied to you. And that's all there is. You need to trust the energy. You need to trust the vibes. Okay? Simple as that. If the vibe is off, the vibe is off. And that is what I have to say about this situation. So, no, I am not a girl's girl. I would rather call myself a person's person. I will hold space for you. I will see the things about you, the characteristics that make you strong, your resilience. I will see the things that you cannot see. I will hold space for you. I will point out the things, your blind spots. I will support you. I will listen. I will guide. I will do all the things. But I will never blindly go with the pack. Ever. Ever. And you shouldn't either. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Um, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Erica W. Russo. And I also have a free embodiment meditation that is kind of a practice that I do every single day. And it has very much helped me step into my next level self. So with that being said, thank you for coming, and I will see you around the internet.